Good evening, one and all. We welcome you to the international webinar series on holistic health, well-being, and sustainable development on occasion of World Social Work Month and World Health Month 2022, commemorating Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav, nation celebrating 75 years of independence, and also International Conference on Social Work and Sciences towards One Health and Sustainable Development 2022. In collaboration with Sri Holistic Health Foundation India and Sri Research Institute and Center for Arts, Sciences and Wellbeing. So before we proceed to our technical sessions, let's seek the blessings of Almighty.
कुरुत्वं कल्याणम् आरोग्यं धनसम्पदः शुभं कुरुत्वं कल्याणम् आरोग्यं धनसम्पदः शत्रुबुद्धिविनाशाय दीपज्योतिर्नमोऽस्तुते दीपज्योतिर्नमोऽस्तुते शुभं कुरुत्वं कल्याणम् आरोग्यं धनसम्पदः शुभं कुरुत्वं कल्याणम् आरोग्यं धनसम्पदः.
With the blessings of Almighty, we shall continue to technical session for this day. Today we have with us Mrs. Bhavya P, faculty in social work from Dr. B.R. Ambedkar Satellite PG Center, University of Mysore, Karnataka. We welcome you, ma'am, and she will be presenting on disability among women. Yeah, ma'am, you can unmute yourself and switch on your audio and start presenting.
Yes, yes, sir. May I audible, sir?
Yes, ma'am. We welcome you, ma'am, and thanks for accepting our invitation and joining this platform.
Thank you, sir.
Over to you, ma'am, for your session.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. Good evening and welcome all and my well-wisher. I am Bhavya, guest faculty, Dr. B.R. Ambedkar PG Center, Suvarna Gangotri, Chamarajanagar. Firstly, I thank to my well-wisher supporting me. Last 8 months, so many sessions attended, referring Mary Florence, madam. Thank you, madam. I have to gain good knowledge, social work and research, and also health, education and human resources, human rights and all. And I thank to coordinator Dr. Ravindra sir, environment, social, nature, wild life, animals, welfare, health, promotions, conservation and activist. And also thank to all my participator and my friends. Firstly, now the sustainable development and why required sustainable development day-to-day life. Who is when a sustainable development, what sustainable development? According to economical development that in conducting without depletion of natural resources, the international policies should do supporting sustainable development. A sustainable development is goals The so many goals is here. The throughout in no poverty, the zero anger, good health, and well-being, quality of education, the gender equality, and clean energy, the decent work and economic growth, the industrial innovation, reduction of inequality, the sustainable cities and the communities, the responsible consumptions and productivity and productions, and also the climate action, the life below water, the peace and justice and strong, the pertaining participation of a sustainable goals. These are all goals we should fulfill. The government of India, the planning, the people, income generating activity to the sustainable. The what is mean by sustain? The sustain means the comfort zone. The comfort zone in country, the comfort zone in state, a comfort zone in villages, a comfort zone is communities, group, and individual comfortability. The when comfort and when sustain the individual, we should comfort families, the comfort group, and comfort communities, villages, well-being, a state. And also definitely when your comfort everything you should maintain in development of nation. And then the what is health? The health, according to WHO, the World Health Organization, is a state of complete physical, mental, and social well-being, and merely the absence of disease and infirmity. The varieties of the differentiation and definitions has been used different purposes over time. Last 2 years have corona effect falling down all human being, the very important of medical facilities and medical treatment also is very important. And also you providing good environment, good habit, and good ability to have. And also the God have supportive people asking a Dhanvantari mantra, the gain positive knowledge and positive energy in the body. The what is Dhanvantari mantra? The Dhanvantari mantra is providing positive energy of a body of knowledge. The say in Dhanvantari mantra, Namo Bhagavati Mahasudarshanaya Vasudevaya Dhanvantariye Amruta Kalasam Astaya Sarva Bhaya Vinashaya Sarva Roga Nivaranaya Trailokya Patehe Trailokya Nide Shri Mahavishnu Swarupa Shri 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 Ausadi Chakra Narayanayana Swaha. These are all this slogan among a positiveness our body, and also the providing good environment and good society, the co-building and the supporting a good society itself. And also discuss about disabled center. The nowadays so many worldwide in disabled center is here. Not only the women disability, but also you have the child and men also. The National Institute for the Empowerment of Person with Visual Disability is located in Rajpur, and all the other Young National Institute of Speech and Hearing Disabilities is located Mumbai. The National Institute for the Empowerment of Person with Intellectual Disabilities located in Telangana. And also the National Institute for the Empowerment of Person with Multiple Disabilities is this institute located in Chennai. The Deen Dayal Upadhyaya National Institute of Person with Disabilities is this institute located in Delhi. The Swami Vivekananda National Institute of the Rehabilitation Training and Research Center, this institute located in Odisha. The National Institute for Locomotor Disabilities is located, this institute located in Kolkata. The locomotor means a disability of the bone, joint, or the muscles leading is providing facilities about disabled person. Indian Sign Language Research and Training Center, this institute located in Delhi. The sign language, it means a person deaf and dumb. The promoting the expression our sign language of ours. And also the National Institute of Mental Health and Rehabilitation, this institute located in Madhya Pradesh, bringing back to the positiveness of a person, the women, children itself. These are all providing facilities for disabled people, training and developing, and self-awareness of disabled person. Now I am going to present on a topic on disability among women. A disability among women. What is mean by disability? The women with disabilities are vulnerable because of the many barriers we face, the attitudinal, communicational, physical, the policy, the programmatic, the social, and the transformation. A transformation itself. The firstly now about the attitudinal barriers. The attitudinal barriers is the important and the most basic and the contribute to other barriers. For example, some people are not to be aware that the difficulties in getting into the place are limits a person with disabilities from the participating in the everyday lifestyle, and common daily barriers including the stereotyping. Some people, those with disability, assuming their qualities of life poor and they unhealthy people because of their imprisonment. The stigma, discriminations within society, their attitude, many come for people's the ideas related to disability. The people may see the disability as persons with disable as something that needs to be the cure and prevent as punishment in the wrongdoing, or as and the indicators of the lack of ability to behave as expected in the society. The what expected in the society, you must utilizing our strength, our knowledge, and our behavior. The when your behavior concerned is the change the personality. The when a change to change is equal to development. When the change my behavior, myself will definitely ultimately reach the development way. And also today the society, the understanding of disability is improving as we recognize and function and functional needs are not the addressing is this or the physical and social environment. A social responsibility is which all the people can be the supporting to the independently and full lives if became the easier and recognize and addressing challenges that all people including there with a disability to express our emotion, they express our ideas, they express our knowledge itself. And also another one barriers is a communication. The communication barriers are expressed by women who have the disabilities that affect the hearing, the speaking, reading, writing, and the understanding, and who use different way of communications. Different way of communication, it means the written communication, the oral communication, and the group communication itself. You promote them, the good, bad, or normal. Then people who do not have these disabilities, for example, of communications barriers include the parent, prevent the women within the vision perceivement from the receiving the message. The receiving the message, the communication process will the receiving, the produce, and the coding, decoding, encoding is most important to receiving the message and the produce. And also the physical barriers. The physical barriers is most important in disability among women. The step and cure that block a women with a mobility, the impairment from the entering a building or using a sidewalks. And also mammography. The mammography is a way of two-way. It means the film screen mammography and also digital mammography. The equipments that the requirement is most important. Why have equipment? You utilizing required activities in qualitative way. A woman with the mobility, the impairment to stand, the absence of weight, the scale, that accommodations, shelter, and food, wheelchairs, and other have the difficulties the stepping down in the disabled person. And also the policies and programmatic barriers. The programmatic barriers limits the effective and effective deflections of public health. A public health or public care, the program for people with different types of impairment. For example, a programmatic barriers include the inconvenience scheduling. The inconvenience scheduling, whenever convenient schedule, the government of India or any other organizations, private or public sector, the inconvenient schedule. The scheduling is the primary stage in the action plan. Is for action formations of the action plan is most important. Whenever action plan is format, you definitely utilizing good program planning activities itself. A lack of accessibility equipments, such as mammogramic. Mammogramic, it means the screen and digitalized of knowledge about women, or women, not only women but also the child and men. Screening equipments, the insufficient time set aside for the medical examination and producers, providing attitudes, providing good knowledge and the understanding of people with disabilities. Whenever understanding people, the people understanding it means the we feeling to me, the not only the sympathy, but I understanding the empathical way. Next one is the social barriers. A social barriers is most important to the women, child, and men also. The society, men are men, not only men. The human is social animal, cannot live without people's environment itself. The social barriers are related to the conditions in which people are the born, grow up, live, learn, work, and age are social determination of health that can contribute to a decreasing the functioning among people with a disabilities. This year are the explanations. There's so much of examples is here. The social barriers. The go through on. People with disabilities are for learn, like to be the empowered. Adult age 18 years are older with disabilities or less than, like to have the complete the high school comfort to their the peer the without a disabilities. People with the disabilities are more likely to be the income are less than the impact compare of people without disabilities, not compared to the with disability and also with without disabilities. Children with disabilities are almost 4 times more likely to express violence and then children without disabilities. And another one barriers face in women disabilities is transportation. Transportations barriers are due to a lack of inadequate transportation that interface with a person ability to be the independent and to function in society. For example, a transportation barriers include lack of access and accessibility, or the convenient to drive because of vision of cognitive impairment. And also the transportations may be the unavailable of convenient distance and locations, place, environment, and institutional itself. The distance, the good identifications of public. The next one is census. The according to the India, in almost the total disabilities in the country, 12.6 million are the males and 9.3 millions are female. Almost the number of disabled more in rural, tribal, and urban areas. As per census 2011 in India, out of the 121 crores populations, disabled persons are more. In our era where including development is became emphasized as the right path toward the sustainable development. The sustainable development focus on insufficient for the welfare of disabilities. The persons are the essential. They're emphasizing the needs for strengthening disabilities. The so much of statistics in the countries, according to the 2021 census in India, total populations of total population in 139 crores. The total populations in 70.22 crores male Indian citizen, 1.5 crores are disabilities, and also the 1.8 crores disabled women in India out of 65.46 crore women in Indian citizen. The definitions. What is mean by disabilities and what is mean by the women? The disabilities. A disability. A disability in WHO definitions of disability. Disability is a disadvantages of individual that causes by damage of disorders of body, mind, the intellectual, which result in the inability to perform any role or any action to correspond with their age, culture, and environment. The disabilities as defined as a physical or mental impairment which has the substantial and long-term advice effect on a person's ability to carry out normal day-to-day activities. What is meant by women? The women, a adult female of women, a wife, finance, and also the girlfriend. It is called as a women in general definitions. To make families, to called women in disrespective way, to finish with a furnish with a women. The women is this ability, the compared the 10% of all women worldwide. Women are more likely than men and became disabled during their lives, and also to gender bias in the allocated of score resources and access of services. Next, the disability among women. So much of principle is here. This article 60, sorry, this is wrong. Article 3 to 6, the Constitution on the person with disability, the specified refers to the women and girls with disabilities. Article 3 to 6.
You are muted, ma. You can unmute yourself.
Okay. Sir, audible?
Yes, ma'am.
The principles of disability. The principles of disability, Article 3 to 6. The constitutions on person with disability specified they refer to the women and girl disabilities to discriminations measure equal and fundamental rights, the respectful women, non-discrimination and effective participation, the humanity, the equal opportunity, the equal distribution work, the equal participation, accessibility, and also the equal between men, women, and binary person. The principles of disabilities, the Article 3 to 6, the women with disability, the state parties recognize that women and girls with disabilities are subject to multiple discriminations, and in this regard shall take measure to ensure the full of equal enjoyment by them of all human rights and fundamental freedom. The next one is the historical development. The historical development among women. A disability is time, the place, identify who disabled person live from 1100s to protect about accessibility. In the 1980s, in this section serves as a invention to those interested in disability or social history to explore that the historical environment as the offer. All the content has been, you can also find out more information about building highlighted or the open of public people. The historical development, disability status was not conceived in India's census from 1941 to 1971. Thus, women were explored from the population census in the era of until 1980s and 81 census, including the informations on the three types of disabilities. The one is utterly, the inadequate, the semblance in the included. The next is a disability among a scope of disabilities. The scheme will be implemented through the implementing agencies as listed in following. The enlarged to include use of mass media, exhibition, workshop, etc. Include under the medical surgical corrections and intervention. The scope of disabilities. The all this scheme and a program, namely Deen Dayal Disabled Rehabilitation Center. A disabled rehabilitation center is providing shelter and food facilities and also treatment. The treatment, not only the medical treatment, but also a counseling center, counseling to the disabled person. The scheme for implementing of Persons with Disabilities Act in the era of 1995, and also the scheme of including education for disabled at a secondary ages, and also the Sarva Shikshana Abhiyana, providing Sarva Shikshana Abhiyana, all of educate well in the women, children, and also men. The Rajiv Gandhi National Scholarship Scheme for Student in Disabilities, and a scheme for pre-matric scholarship for student, disabilities, Jnana Prabha scheme for National Trust. These are all scheme. Disabilities provide good facilities and provide good knowledge about disabled among the people. And a disabled among the women, the so many types is here. The physical disabilities, the intellectual disabilities, the mental the behavior, disability causes due to some blood relations, environment, heredity itself. Barriers is first I will discuss first page. The types of disabilities. A types of disabilities, a women with the physical disability is the constant by a physical disability to perform an activity the independently, such as the walking, bathing, toileting itself. A woman can be the physical disabled due to two reasons. And genital is heredity. A person can be the physical disability since birth, or the disability a development at later stage due to the genetic problem with muscle cells or injury during birth. Acquiring the person acquired the physical disability road or the industrial accident, and infections such as polio or diseases and disorders such as a stroke and cancer. And also the handicapped, the physical handicapped, the leprosy cured person, and cerebral palsy, dance piece, and the acid attack victims itself. The visual handicapped, the visual disabilities, and also the visual impairments. The visual impairment is term expert used to describe and kinds of the vision less. It means related to seeking for sight, the visual perception. The visual perception, it means the blindness and low vision. And also another one is the hearing impairment. The hearing impairment, it means a deafness in usually the result of inner ear or the nerve damage. It may be the caused by a defect injury and disease concerned medications itself. A deaf and hard of hearing. The next one is the speech and language disabilities. A speech and language disabilities. A speech about the hearing and speech impairment and the get information on the resources and the organizations that can help. The intellectual disability. The intellectual disability is a mental retardations, a learning disabilities, and others. Below the overage intellectual disabilities, it's set of life skill, the present before age of 18 years. Intellectual function can be the measured with the test. And next disability causes due to the chronological nervosis conditions, and other one is the blood disorders. Blood disorders, it means how the only for heredity, the not environment. Another bad habit of food. The very close related to marriage, got children, some disorders is there. The next, the objectives of disability among women. Objectives, the disability among women, the reduce social exclusion and achieve integrations of the disabled, um, in the women society, to advocate the rights, the freedom and interest of disabilities among women, to implement various prevention programs. The prevention programs, the prevention is better than cure. You have to preventive programs, providing preventive programs, you definitely they reach the development of disabled women, not only the women but also the women, children's and men. To provide social rehabilitation, the social rehabilitation is most important. Rehabilitation is most important to every the individual. Rehabilitation is the positiveness, the back to positiveness our life. To provide social rehabilitation, to recognize various seminars and conference on topical issues of women disabilities, and also you provide you organize various to determine informations about activities itself. These are all disability among women. There's so much of objectives is carried out in disabled among women. The research methodology, this paper is based on the secondary data, use various references, book, articles, journal, international conventions, etc. The content of analysis has been done for the above. The title explain about disability among women, the gaining constitutional provisions, and a development individual, the confidence, individual confidence, group confidence, and community confidence is most important to the women disabilities. The community about their own capacities, it means the development of women in social, political and economical well-being of women. A development of women. Why women development is required in the society? The development of education, a development of employment, a development of the home and family, a development of violence, and development of social protections, the decision making capacity, and the recreational activities. You must develop the women. You definitely the empowered way. A development of women. The women in development is the approach of development project that emerged in the 1960s, the calling for treatment of women, the issues in development project. It is the integrations of women into the global economic by the improving their status, that the assisting in total development. Why is women development important? Why the women development is required? The empowering women is essential to the health and social development of the families, the communications, our communities and countries. When women are the living safe, secure, the fulfilled and the productivity, and productive lives, they can reach the full protections of development of women. You must development of the women. Next, a suggestion. Disabled among women is my suggestion is the impact literacy is only in the sense of teaching them and read, write, but also to the impact, the better skill and technical noun to increase their confidence in income generating activities. In this, necessary to encourage them to undertake some more income generating activities itself. Income generating activities is a and a small scale industry, a medium scale industry, and whenever whether in going in utilizing the working of women, you provide good facilities of government, other NGOs itself. Disabled person have become economically the independent and socially empowered. The economically independent, you stable our own legs in economically. The another having another business or income generating activities to the SHG self-help group, saving activities to another organization, not only the government organization but also the private sector utilizing the income generating activities of women. Next, conclusion. Disabled among women. The conclusion. Finally, the disability among women, clearly now that there is much to be done, be effectively communicated, the criterial role, the higher education, the place, meetings, the nation, goals of free and the participated, the approaches, the appropriate storage of the physical resources, the requirements for meeting the good education of women, the good opportunity of women, needs with disabilities women will require the including lack of knowledge staff in especially education field and providing and had the routine work, therefore were unable to provide the services full time and efficiency. These are all I delivered disability among women. Thank you all.
Yeah, thank you, Bhavya, for your presentation. You have given various insights into disability aspects of women and the different types of disabilities and what are the various measures that need to be taken. Very well presented, though it can be improved.
Thank you.
If any of the participants have any queries, then we can take it up. Then I will share my few observations. Yeah, Mary ma'am.
Hi, Bhagya.
Bhavya madam, Bhavya.
Bhavya, very excellent presentation.
Thank you, madam.
Actually, from the initial stage to the ending stage, you have touched all the aspects and disability A to Z research you have done, madam.
Okay, ma'am.
Actually, it's a very presentation was really good. The way you explained, it's very good. And I don't have any, suggestions, but all appreciation. But I think so. I've really done justice to the topic, because I also did a study on mental retardation. Parents who are having mental retarded children. So I had also touched on the disability for my MSW research dissertation, but I remembered while you were presenting this one.
Thank you, ma'am.
So I actually so much you've covered, like you have done. According to me, I've done 200% justice, because I learned more from this one. I went back to my MSW days, because there when I had also done this on mental retardation. So you've done really just. I feel happy that you participated in this webinar. Congratulations and all the best for your next talk, and all the best for your life. God bless you.
Thank you, Mary ma'am.
Thank you.
Yeah, Nagaraj ji. You can go ahead with your observation.
Bindu, unmute, madam.
You are unmuted.
Unmute. Hello, can you hear me, sir?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Hello.
You are unmuted. You can.
Good evening, Bhavya madam.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So actually, I am also a person with disability, and I've done my MSW in 2006, and now I'm working. I want to ask you the current circumstances regarding the rehabilitation facilities which are available for the persons with disabilities. So,
Yes.
what facilities are available in the community-based rehabilitation and vocational rehabilitation?
The community rehabilitation number of India, the so much of rehabilitation center is here. Not only the women, but also children, some male disabled person. The Institute of Empowerment of Person with Visual Disabilities, improve hearing disabilities, deaf and dumb disabilities, and intellectual disabilities. Intellectual disability, it means the IQ of shortage of IQ disability centers is here. You good training and disabled person, and also multiple disabilities. Multiple disabilities, it blindness and physical disabilities and other disabilities. You training in the various centers. You providing training and participations of counseling is here. The physical disabilities and also the training research center. There's a research center in located in Odisha, the Swami Vivekananda National Institute of Disability Center. You providing the training and development of disabled people, when, where working, and when, where you listening of disability in locomotors, the located in Calcutta. The locomotors in disabilities of the bones, joints, and leading of disabled of persons. These are all so much of institutions have in various states in India. You must facilities providing disabled persons.
Oh, thank you. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you, Nagaraj ji. Anyone else
Yeah.
would like to have comments on observation? Actually, there are a lot of these institutions. The Government of India has set up, if I am not wrong, 7 or 9, I think total, 9 institutions
Yes, sir.
which are working on various specific disabilities. I think initially 7, I think,
Yes.
because the disabilities were initially 7, and later on
Nine.
now it has been increased to 21. So These all, but we need to have more institutions which are dedicated to each disability. That is one aspect. And all the institutions should have outreach even to the grassroots level through NGOs or certain mechanisms. So
Yes,
that is somewhere lacking. Even they have to come forward with NGOs to have collaboration, or they have to use every opportunity to reach the persons with disabilities. That is one thing. I don't think they are that proactive. They are doing, but maybe to reach the unreached, so they need to collaborate more with NGOs, because their reach is very limited to certain places. We hardly see there are regional centers or composite regional centers located, and people from rural areas and far areas are reaching. Sometimes they need to reach headquarters. So these things are there, which a normal person finds difficult, and a person with disability, uh, again, they will find much more difficult.
yes, sir.
So these things need to be addressed, and maybe they have to be proactive in collaboration with NGOs working in all areas. I mean, across the India, they need to find certain organizations where they need to collaborate, or through funding or even non-funding also. It's, see, always what happens is we only think of funding. I mean, government also thinks if I have to collaborate, I need to give some funds. Not exactly, because many NGOs are working. Most of the NGOs are not funded by government. They raise their own funds through various philanthropic persons, I mean individuals, organizations. So they can at least be a resource person, or they can be partnering in creating awareness. At least many programs are there, but most of the programs uh, at times don't reach at the right time.
Yes, sir.
So that aspect also need to be considered, and they need to collaborate. Wherever there is an opportunity like these platforms also, they can utilize. Maybe
Yes, sir.
many such departments like Department of Employment is there, especially dedicated to disabilities. They have VRCs for disabled uh, persons with disabilities, where they are exclusively dedicated to the persons with disabilities. So they need to create more awareness, maybe using every opportunity, uh, online and offline. Maybe that is not happening, I think so. I mean, they are conducting their own these thing, awareness programs in COVID time also, because I personally attended various training programs and awareness programs also. Recently, they started this helpline also. So very good initiatives, but they are active. But if they can be more proactive, that can help uh, persons with disabilities to much more extent. That is my observation. Maybe if you could have included those statistics also as part of study, that could have been better. Otherwise, also because this was an more of like a exploratory study, where so it was very well presented. Maybe in future you can add those statistics also, like Nagaraji was also asking very about community rehabilitation programs. Maybe you can give some support with certain statistics that can help them, all of us, to understand to what extent they were able to reach, and how many got benefited. So that is one aspect. Very nice. Thank you. We have Radha Kishan. Let's take. Yeah, Radha Kishan ji, you have any query? You are unmuted. You can talk. You have raised your hand. Hello. Okay. Nagaraj, you'd like to add to it?
Yes, sir. I would like to
Yeah, please go ahead.
tell something that persons with disability speak. Can you
Yes, Nagaraj, please continue. You are muted again.
hear?
Yeah, please continue.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, yes.
Hello.
Yeah, tell me.
Yes, Nagaraj, continue.
The rural areas, especially as you said, in urban areas, okay, all the facilities are there. Many people are able to afford to some extent, but it is not reaching to many people. So I want to ask one question to Bhavya Madam at this point. You are mentioning about self-help group for the persons with disabilities. So any self-help group is formed and any activities they are doing, or you are covering only disabled persons, or you are including the parents also?
Including the parents also disabled. The development of women disabilities is approach. The practice will emerge development calling in SHG's group. SHG's group is providing equipments of disabled women, childrens and men also. Not only the women, but also we providing facilities about men and childrens. And the issues in development, it's the integrated of women into the global, the economic by the improving their status and accessibilities in total development of women disabilities. The women disabilities, it means the safe, the fulfillment productivity, the lives, the in comfort way, the families, group, community, and all other a comfort way the reached there the potential development of women, sir. Hello.
Yes, madam. So yeah, I got your point. Very nice. But one thing I am very much bothered about this issue is a lot of research needs to be done in the area of disability field, and you know, the networking of NGOs, government, and the sustainable development you also mentioned. I think UN rights, whatever it is there, it has to be implemented properly, and I feel women with disability are two issues. Like one is a women and other is a disability.
Yeah.
So this is a two challenges they are having, and basically employment is concerned. There should be more focus should be given. Only issue what I'm facing here is the people who have got very good education till degree, post graduation, they're able to secure some jobs. But those who have done till 10th, or those who are illiterates with disability and women with disability, they're suffering a lot. Especially many are, you know, doing the begging, and some are even dependent only on pension, and some are even you know, they are getting this whatever this ration this government is providing, that much only. Maybe rural areas, if we focus more, definitely it will reach to the needy people, madam.
Yes,
That's what I thought. Yeah, thank you.
Yes, sir. Thank
Thank you, Nagaraj.
Thank you.
Thank you, Bhavya, for the contribution.
Thank you.
If anyone else have any query, we can take it up. Or you can put in chat box. There is a lot of appreciation from participants for the presentation.
ಕ್ಲಾಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಕೂತ್ಕೊತೀನಿ, ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಬರ್ತೀನಿ ಕೇಳಿಸ್ಕೊಂಡು
So thank you everyone for joining us. And from next week, what we have received many requests that many participants are unable to join at 5 o'clock. So, and we have seen many participants also joining after 5:30 around 6 o'clock. So what we have decided is from next week onwards, we'll be changing our timings. Instead of 5:30, we'll be starting at 6 o'clock, because anyway this introduction and other presentations will take place. That will take around 15 minutes. So even if participants join late by 6:15 or 6:30, maybe we'll see. We'll start at 6:15 next week, and we'll see if they are able to join by 6:15. Fine. Otherwise, we'll start at 6:30, and we can have 1 hour or 1.5 hour. Maximum time is 2 hours, because certain topics need a very good time. But it's up to the speaker. They can take as much as time possible. So this is one information to everyone. So from next week onwards, we will be starting sessions at 6 p.m. So the actual session will start at 6:50, but the inaugural and other things will be starting from 6 o'clock. And so thank you once again. We'll be sharing, and there is an important announcement also for everyone. There is an international webinar come workshop on Sunday. So we are sharing the registration link in the chat box. You can register for that, and kindly share with your students and friends also. This is very important, because we see many are struggling to get job, and due to pandemic also many lost their jobs. So we are focusing on two aspects on this Sunday's workshop webinar. One aspect is the basic skills that are required in terms of life-saving skills, like first aid, the basic life skills, basic life support systems we are talking about. So we have two eminent speakers who are very well established and reputed. They have trained participants from across 30 countries. So they do regularly visit and train doctors and nurses. So they have accepted our invitation, and they are joining us this Sunday. So these are very much essential for all the participants. Not only just doctors and nurses, even a common man who can save life. Like first aid can be done by everyone. And also CPR. CPR also can be done by anyone with a minimum training. And like that, there are different support systems where a common man can help in saving lives before medical team reaches them, in case of any accident or in case of any casualty. So this is very important that we all need to be aware of, especially as a first responders, that is doctors, nurses, social workers, psychologists, counselors, because community workers, we are the first who respond, right, for anything. So we need to be aware of any such activities is there, then any such context or any such incidents happens. So where we need to be equipped ourselves with the skills. So we are organizing this Sunday. That will be one part, and other part will be on resume building, where we are going to make everyone prepare their own resume. And we have two HRs people, one from Chennai and one from Bangalore. They will be talking on different HR process and how to prepare a resume. So we will guide you to prepare your resume manually or computerized. If you have a system, you can prepare it on system or laptop, or if you do not have any system, then you can carry on papers and a pencil, preferably pencil. Why means if you write with pen, we cannot erase and rewrite. So preferably have a pencil, eraser and sharpener and a scale to draw these rows and columns. That will be tables. That will be very useful. So we are organizing this as part of Sustainable Development Series, and also we are trying to pitch in as many resource persons and experts as we can to strengthen our social work fraternity or allied health professionals fraternity and also health professionals fraternity, because I belong to various multidisciplinary professionals. So we are trying to conduct a lot of awareness programs and these things. So kindly join us on Sunday as well. The registration link has been shared in chat box. You can register for it. And today's feedback form is also being shared in the chat box. Everyone is requested to fill the feedback form to receive your certificate. Feedback form has been shared in chat box. Then fill up the feedback form. And lastly, yeah, Babia, you want to say any last thing? I mean, last word before concluding? Okay.
Yes, sir. Yes.
Yeah, please go ahead.
Which one, sir?
No, if you want to say something, I mean, we are concluding this. If you want to say any last word, you can say.
Well, thank you all and utilizing this session. Thank you all. That's all.
Okay, thank you. So, thank you everyone for joining this wonderful webinar series. And we, on behalf of Sri Holistic Health Foundation India and Sri Research Institute and Center for Arts, Sciences and Wellbeing, we once again thank you everyone, and we congratulate Bhavya ji, faculty in social work, Dr. B.R. Ambedkar Satellite PG Center, University of Mysore, for presenting her session on disability among women. And we wishing you all the success. Thank you. So participants, before leaving the webinar, kindly fill up the feedback form. We will be open for another 5 minutes. So you can fill up the feedback form before leaving. Next, in another 5 minutes, we'll be ending the session. Thank you.